Hi guys, welcome back to hemorrdroids.net. Going to do a few head-to-heads today. On the left you see the Sony Xperia S. Come on. It's one of the problems with it, the buttons aren't always the most sensitive. Xperia S and the Galaxy Nexus, of course. I've restored the Nexus to stock, so it's stock 4.0.4. And the Xperia S is on the latest official 2.3.7, and somewhere we see the build, I forget where, there we go, build number. So it is 0.73, which is the latest version. And there we can see the build IMM 760D for the Nexus. So we're going to start things off. Let's shut them both down. And we'll do the boot test. So I'm going to start now with the boot time test. I'm going to press both the power buttons for about 2 seconds and release. 1000, 2000. Right, I felt them both vibrate at the same time, so that's a good start. As usual, I'm going to try to be whoever loads the app drawer first rather than just whichever boots first. Nexus into its animation. I think that is the Xperia animation, a bit plain, but we have no clue yet. Something vibrated. Oh. Quite a clear victory for the Xperia S. I'm going to do one more real quick just to be sure. There goes the Nexus. So both are off again. I'm going to press for 2 seconds. I felt the vibration on them both again at about the same time. There we go, they're posting. First into the boot animation will be the Nexus, just, but almost the same. The vibration from one of them, I couldn't tell which. Oh. Ooh. Now, I missed the unlock somehow, unless that was it still booting. So, do you know what, I'm going to do a tiebreaker, because it did look like the Nexus won that, but I'm not sure if I just missed the unlock. So let's go for one last. One last boot up. So they're both off. Again, 2 seconds. 1000, 2000. That's the vibrations. It's a split second early on the Nexus. Not that it's really going to matter, I don't think. So last time we saw the Nexus into the. They're both about the same that time, I think, but then I was mucking about trying to clean the Sony screen. So yeah, the Sony won round 3, so we have to give that one to the Sony, but not a great deal in it, considering it's a 1.5 GHz dual core against the 1.2. Although it is ICS versus Gingerbread, and I know a lot of people are going to moan about that in this test. Why are you comparing one OS to another? Well, we're comparing what this is now to what this is now. There's no point hacking things. You know, people get upset if you put something that's not a custom, not a stock ROM on the phone. So it's stock v stock. Simple as that. I may be able to get ICS on the Sony at some point in the next week or so, in which case I might try a couple of these tests again. Now, I'm going to roll straight into the GPS test. Need to check that they have actually Both got GPS on. I can't remember where it is in here, sorry. Yeah, okay. So we're going into GPS status. About an hour ago I got them both to connect and update the assisted data to try and make sure that it's relatively fair. So the Sony already has picked, it's got a lock 4, 7 out of 22. Got a lock on 4, 5. So the error within 4 meters on the Sony and within 20. 12 satellites already, and this is indoors in my bedroom. So the Nexus does only see 7 satellites in total. Sony sees 22 and has a lock on 12 of them. That's down to 3 meters now, or 15 there, but although I don't think I've calibrated the compass. Well, probably not on either of them. Let me think which way I'm pointing. I think E's probably more accurate the direction we're pointing at the minute. That's a little interesting. 14 now. Anyway, that's quite a clear victory for the Sony on the GPS test. I'm going to keep going. And this one really is just going to be a look at, see, come on, why is this not? I find if you don't use your thumb, for some reason, I don't know if it's because your thumb's nice, big and flat. Now, I should already be on full brightness on both devices. So this is just, let's just confirm here. So right the way up to full, display, brightness, full. Now, let's open the browser. Let's kill the lights for a second. Oopsie daisy. Why does the key want to give me the tutorial? I've been using this for I don't know how long. Take them both to now I don't know how well that's showing on the camera, but I think that's clearly a much brighter screen on the Nexus. The Nexus with this the AMOLED screen, and I think the Xperia with the LCD. So there we go, that's all. There's nothing scientific about that one, just wanted to show you that. Let's move on to the next test. So we're going to take a look, or take a listen, to the speaker on both devices. Now on the Nexus is at the bottom, and the Sony is at the top, so I'm going to try and roughly keep them in the same sort of distance from the speaker, from the microphone on the camera. Let's just double check we're on, there we go, we're on full volume there now. There's the Nexus. Now let's try the Xperia. I don't know how well that comes across on the camera, but I can tell you that clearly Xperia S has a louder speaker, much clearer. You can actually tell right from the very beginning with the crackling. Let's go back again. So the crackling there was really, oops. So you can hardly hear the crackling there, whereas on this one. So yeah, the Xperia, much louder speaker. Just thought I'd show you this actually. I mean, I kind of missed what would have been most useful for you, but I'm installing Angry Birds on the boat to do the opening Angry Birds test. And on the Nexus, shot up and installed in no time. It's a 15 meg game, but it must only have taken 4 or 5 seconds. And on the Xperia, it's going very slow. Now, I guess that's to do with radio ROMs and such, and the Xperia is quite new, so hopefully there'll be some better radio ROMs coming out shortly. But yeah, I just thought it quite interesting and worth. I should have done a proper comparison. I didn't realise it would be so different, to be honest. Anyway, I'll be back to you when it's actually installed. Guys, the Angry Birds test. Probably the last one I'm going to do today for these two. Just going to see which one opens it the quickest, basically. So only got a bit of a head start. So the Sony one, but not by much. Let's just try once more to check I didn't. Just seemed just to be. I'm going to double check that I'm not leading with one hand over the other. Let's try and be fair. No, it's definitely the Sony, just that initial launch with that sort of half a second quicker, and it maintains it through. So, whoopsie daisy. So there we go. The Sony just wins. It will be interesting when the Sony gets ice cream sandwich to see if that's even quicker than it currently is. But thus far I would say pretty impressive. Sony Xperia S and the Samsung Galaxy Nexus. My name's Andy, hemorrdroids.net.